Helen felt herself feeling strange as they walked back into the main area with all the computers. Nothing much had changed aside from the multiple packs organized against the slightly raised floor of the main terminal area. Katharina's teammates had various devices held in their hands, communicating something between the members. Occasionally, one of the women would argue with their teammates. Being unsure of what to expect, there had been some reoccurring debates of what to bring. Even after Bella said we'd be moving out, some are still arguing their points. Katharina sighed next to Helen, embarrassed about the matter. Helen's eyes landed on Katya, who looked like a Cheshire cat as she observed the special team organizing everything. As if sensing Helen's eyes, Katya turned her head and stared at Helen. The knight and sleeping princess had finally arrived, preparing for their journey through the magical portal to another world. Katya kept a grinning expression. Hearing the woman's voice grated on Helen's ears, even more after knowing more about the woman from Katharina and Timothy. Katya raised an eyebrow from the reaction received by Helen. "Have you done anything?" Helen hissed, not enjoying the way Katya always looked to know about everything. Chuckling, Katya lazily raised a shoulder while slightly tilting her head. "I've been quite busy handling my matters as you all scurry about gathering supplies." Narrowing her eyes, Helen asked, "What do you mean by your matters? I would think gathering supplies would be more important considering we're entering a place that could be anything." "It's cute how you're only able to focus on one thing." Katya lifted a finger and pointed at herself. "When you become an adult like me, you'll be able to plan ahead of the immediate crisis." "I told you before, Katya, all the important information housed on Pentasov's servers have been wiped. At least the ones this building has access to. Though I suspect security protocols have been activated all throughout the company." Bella walked over towards them after giving out orders to her people. It was surprising seeing how much more Katya could grin. Based on the way she reacted, Bella's words must have been amusing. Helen could only speculate on the unseen battle between the two women. It looked like Bella had already had some words with the woman, though Katya seemed unwilling to play ball. "I could imagine one of your subordinates telling me such naive things, but I know you know better. The only reason why you haven't stopped me is that you know you'll need my help inside of whatever world we entered into." Katya casually addressed Bella as if she didn't find Bella to be a threat. "I've already warned you," was all Bella said to Katya. Helen didn't miss the flash of annoyance crossed Katya's face. The discussion between them sounded as though it was enough to restrain the spy from running amok. "Of course. I'll make sure to be on my best behavior and be a valued member of the group," Katya answered as she quickly regained her former attitude. Bella didn't even bother addressing Katya's words, turning to look at the rest of them. "We've taken enough time gathering all the materials. Just because our luck has been going well, I don't want to gamble things will still keep going the way we want it to. It's time to move out. Each of you will carry one of the packs." Looking at Helen, Bella said, "We've already divided the prior medicine you've gathered. What you found will stay with you for now." Helen looked over at Timothy, then looked back at Bella before nodding. "Sin," Bella called out. A scarlet-haired woman quickly ran over to Bella, bringing over several containers. Stacking them on top of one another, she placed one of them in front of the stack and opened it. Loud clicks were heard before the lid revealed some dark item. Seeing the confused expression on their faces, Bella explained, Though many of the suits were destroyed due to the encounter with the anomaly, we were able to locate the same level suits we're wearing. Each of you will take one, including your friend who is in the coma. Why do we have to? Michelle tried to say. Do you think we'll have such good luck where we'll end up in an environment perfect for us to survive in? Katya laughed at their friend. You're lucky they were able to find enough for all of you. The worst case would have been all of you kids clutching your throats as you suffocate. Several of Helen's friends looked at the cases, then looked back at Katya. Don't worry about me. Entering the portal was my original goal. It was the reason why I was hired, so of course, things will have been prepared. Katya began unzipping her clothes, revealing her bare body. Liam and Roger blushed, seeing Katya's breasts spill out from her clothing, unrestrained by any undergarments. They tried to look away, but their eyes kept peeking to look at the sight of the spy, who removed all of her clothes and only had the desk and computers obscuring the lower half of her body. Timothy looked unfazed, just looking at the cases carrying the suits. Michelle nudged her elbow into Liam, glaring at him. Did you get a big enough eyeful? Girl, let this older sister give you some advice about men. Though you may be the object of their affection, they'll still have wandering eyes when seeing something better. Unless you enjoy being alone, I would learn to not let it bother you. Katya laughed as she looked to be opening something out of their sight. They could hear a similar click of latches being undone and the movement of Katya gathering something. Standing back up, she began sticking her legs into what was likely her covert outfit. I'm impressed you were able to hide such a thing right under our noses, Bella commented. We normally sweep the room daily, and our security is designed to pick up foreign objects. As Katya was sticking her arms into the fabric-looking sleeves, she answered, I'd be surprised if you did find this. A third party hired by my employers was responsible for smuggling this in, though I have no idea how they were able to do it. Not being able to help herself, Helen pointed out the part not making any sense. If those people were able to smuggle it in... Katya cut off Helen. Why couldn't they give me access instead of having me seduce the manly Timothy? She looked at Timothy and winked while shrugging the outfit over her shoulders and sealing the suit. You want to answer this, dear squad leader? Being dragged into Katya's teasing, Bella sighed. Our security may not have detected the suit, but a living person without the correct items would have raised alarms. Looking at Katya, we did pick up some strange readings on our system in the upper levels. Make me think it was you? Katya was currently reaching back into the container. There were several clicks and other mechanical sounds heard. Standing back up, she held a helmet looking different from the one Bella and the others wore. Just a reminder of how a minor mistake can still cost you everything. If the anomaly hadn't messed with everything, I would likely have been captured by all of you. Katya blew a kiss at Bella before putting on the helmet. The back of the helmet opened up and Katya stuck her head in. Soon the only thing exposed was her hair, though sucked into the helmet shortly after. Stepping away from all the computers and displays, they were able to see her wearing an equally skin-tight outfit. There were several differences, like the items on her wrist and belt around her waist. The belt looked to have several compartments. In her arms were two strange objects, looking like daggers. Aware of how strange her appearance looked, Katya said, As you can tell, my employers expect results and give equipment for getting them. Out of all the places I've worked for, these people are the ones I enjoy working for the most. She smoothly attached one of the strange objects on her forearm. As if sensing the object, the device on her wrist split open and looked to combine with the long metal piece. Katya repeated the process on her other forearm. Lifting her arm to get a view of the device, she said, "These beauties are something I look forward to." Without any additional movement, the metal piece widened to something looking like a shield. No other sound was generated as it morphed into a small sword. Yep, they aren't cheap employers. Katya admired the weapon before it shifted back to its original shape. Bella didn't make any comments, and neither did any of the women. Their body language conveyed their thoughts on the matter, treating the spy as a dangerous animal. Even Katharina tensed, moving one of her legs back, shifting her weight. A suffocating air was felt by everyone, especially for Helen and her friends. Helen quickly looked at Abigail, who was being carried on Timothy's back. Sensing something may be happening gave Helen a sense of fear, worried she wouldn't be able to stand in front of her friend and protect her. Lowering her arm, Katya's head swiveled to each one of them, her face obscured by the surface of the helmet, giving no indication to what she had in mind. Any fool could tell the people were aware of the situation, and Katya was mindful of the mood. Where her face would be, the mask changed to a transparent surface and allowed them to see Katya's face. She laughed, her voice heard as if she wasn't wearing a helmet. "Why is everyone so tense?" Her body language returned to the relaxed one she usually used. "You kids need to get ready." Bella looked at Helen's group, as if not bothering to address the previous mood. Jerking from the voice, Helen could feel the sweat on her body. Could Katya have killed all of us? She couldn't help but be reminded of the cautious words from Katharina. Looking down, she could see her hands shaking in fear. Clutching her fists, she cursed at herself for reacting like a child. Turning to look at the others, Helen saw everyone hadn't recovered even after hearing Bella's command. Hoping the others would follow her lead, she made her way to the open container holding the suits that could likely save her life. When she reached the container, Helen was startled by Bella's words. "You'll need to remove all articles of clothing before getting into that suit." Jerking her head to look at Bella, her face became hot as she internalized what Bella had said. "Hurry up. We don't have time for you to be embarrassed." Bella callously spoke out, not looking to care about the issue of modesty. Helen felt proud of herself for not looking back in embarrassment towards the boys. Thinking of the casual manner Katya removed her clothing, Helen didn't think of it anymore. Removing the first article of clothing, revealing her shirt, she dumped it onto the floor. Her hands trembled as she reached for her shirt and began removing it. "I'm impressed. You're acting more of a professional than some of the new people I've had to work with." Katya's voice was unusually respectful. Feelings of shame and embarrassment were felt, the upper portion of her body revealed to everyone in the room. Not wanting to drag on the process, she tackled the buttons to her pants. Undoing the button, she grabbed the top of her pants. Removing her pants, tears began to well up, but were quickly wiped away from her eyes with her forearm. "Good. Don't let others control your emotions. Feeling shame is only giving others the power over you." Katya's words sounded oddly comforting to her ears. When Helen eyed Bella, Bella nodded her head approvingly. "You will encounter tragedy worse than what you're experiencing now. If you truly desire to protect your sleeping friend, you'll need to have a heart of ice." She originally wanted to hop out of her shoes. Still, after hearing the words of encouragement, her feet moved purposefully out of the shoes. Though her body again shivered in embarrassment, thoughts of support went through her mind. Bending forward, Helen grabbed the suit and positioned it so she could stick her legs into it. As one of her legs slid into the outfit, it felt like silk the way it smoothly passed over her skin. Repeating with her other leg, The butterflies in her stomach slowly receded. It didn't take much longer until her entire body was protected. A part of her felt relieved of not being naked in front of the others, while another, growing portion felt stronger. "I will help you put on the mask." Bella walked over. Helen raised a hand. "I want to do this myself. Could you just tell me?" Bella nodded, respect in her eyes at seeing the transformation of Helen. Listening to Bella's words, Helen grabbed the part of the mask where all the straps converged, where it rests on the back of her head. Pulling it over the front of the mask, she proceeded to lift it to her face. Taking a deep breath, her sight was obscured by the small openings for her to see through as the mask was placed over her face. Blowing out air and clearing the mask, she felt the rubber seal create a complete seal with the material covering her head. Pulling on the straps, she went over her head, and soon she could feel the mask be a part of her. Tightening the straps to secure it to her face, she said, "Activate." As if coming on, the opening for her eyes were easier to see through, and various information was now available. "Welcome. You have activated your Covert Armor 3.5 suit. Do you want to assign the suit to you?" A woman's voice was heard somehow. Taking a deep breath, she answered, "Yes." "Name?" "Helen." Her voice shook slightly. "Thank you. This suit is now assigned to Helen. Good luck and welcome to Pentasoft." As Helen looked around at the others, for at least this moment, she felt like things would work out.